I just wanted to, hey everybody, hey, it's Kisa, Coach K. Hey, I am here tonight to give you another step and another installment in our series on dealing with disappointment, right? The first installment of that was just simply acknowledging that there's an issue. You can go back and you can look on this page to take a look at all of the things that I covered there. And that was simply just admitting that you're not okay. You would be amazed at how powerful that step is. So once you admit that you aren't okay, what do? Then you get into action. And I talked a little bit about it. I kind of touched on it, but I want to go a little bit deeper here because, I think for whatever reason, I can't speak to everyone, but particularly for those who are in my community and particularly for women, and I would dare say men too, we have been challenged with the strong woman stereotype. And I say challenged because it has been a curse to some degree, because there's some in our family who don't believe in counsel and seeking wise counsel. It's almost like it's been a badge of shame. It's been a badge of weakness in that I can't handle this problem. I'm expected to, be the wife, the mom, the daughter, the caregiver, and I'm not allowed to grieve. And I'm here to debunk that myth and to let you know it's a myth. And it's hindered us in our community for so long. And I'm here today to say, let's stop it. Let go of the strong woman, the strong man image, and get some help. Yeah, get some help. I touched on it in the first video, but I'm really gonna just kind of camp out just for a little while right here. And y'all, I'm looking, trying to see what my time is on the timer there, because what I'm doing this week is I'm giving you some information in some short, digestible bites, right? Like, I know I do these 30-minute elaborate shows, but I'm giving you some things in some short, digestible bites. And I just wanted to slow everything down, and come to you and talk sincerely. And we're talking about dealing with disappointment, dealing with discouragement, dealing with emotional pain. Yeah, once you admit it, step one, then step two, it's time to get into action. Okay, Keith, so what does that action look like? Now, I did tell you in the first video I mentioned about journaling. So let's dive into that just a little bit. And let me give you a plan, because I'm all about you taking away things which are practical, which are simple. So give you two things that you can do. Okay, once you admit, Houston, we got a problem. Houston, I got a problem, right? One of the first things that you can do is that you can journal. I will never, ever forget this story, and this is a true story. I will never, ever forget this in my life, because I do this all the time. I use this practice. My background is that of being a broadcast news anchor. So I had completed my career in broadcast news, and I was starting over in a new career. All sort of fear and trepidation, because I came to Birmingham for an anchor position. So being a television news anchor, worked at ABC 3340 back in the day from 1996 to 2004. That was all I knew, y'all. It was all I knew of this community. I'm a Montgomery hometown girl, right? The Gump, for those of you, if you know, then you know. So I came here for a specific position. So once I left, oh my God, you want to talk about depression? You want to talk about discouragement? I had to find myself for a moment, because unfortunately, my identity was wrapped up in being a news anchor, real talk. But I know I'm not alone with that, right? Because some of us, we attach ourselves to positions and the things that we do. So I was really kind of wrapped up in being a news anchor, and I was just kind of like, for a little while, I was just like clueless, like, what am I gonna do? I hadn't done anything else but told the news here in Birmingham. So I was a little bit saddened when I left. And I had to get to the point of understanding that that was simply what I did and it wasn't who I am. Okay? So talking about going through a time. And so as I stepped into the new position, I was doing like a temporary position after that, okay? Received a call at the place that I worked. And I thank God for his people being obedient to say and to do what he tells them to do. This person, don't know them to this day, said, "You're in the middle of something new, aren't you?" That got my attention, thinking, yeah? What makes you say that? And they simply said, here's what you do. I want you to pray before you do this and pray after you do this. But you may be struggling with what you need to do next. So spend 10 days and just freely write. Try to make it at the same time every day, but just freely write what's in your heart pertaining to what you need to do. And you're going to get some direction. I did it. And do you know, at the point of every major decision, that's what I do? That one activity, free writing, because the journal is non-judgmental. I should have had a journal with me because I'm always writing. I always have journals, but I don't have it with me right now. But taking that pen, taking that notebook and writing for 10 days, not trying to make it sound right, not being concerned about what anybody else thought, but just me taking time to write. That was the biggest blessing. Set me on a whole new course. And here's what I found out. Although I grieved leaving the television industry because I thought this is all I've known, but what I found is that in my heart, I wanted nothing else to do with it. Not from a negative perspective with them. It was simply where the Lord moved me. I'm an entrepreneur at heart, right? So it was simply that God had moved me someplace else. I knew it, but it was fear and trepidation in going there. See, here's the deal. For whatever you're feeling, even if it's disappointment or even if it's fear regarding something, okay? Whatever you're feeling right now, you may be very surprised at why you're feeling what you're feeling. So one of the ways that you combat that, you get into action and you write it down. And what you do is you allow your heart the opportunity to be free, to hear, to be free to, how can I say it? You're clearing up all those negative emotions. You're getting them outside of you, because again, I will say this until you get it. You're even in having negative emotions, they are screaming for the opportunity to simply be heard. Even negative emotions. So once you write it out, it's almost like you're giving yourself an internal cleanse by journaling. Yeah, you're cleansing. That may very well be the thing that you need to move on, or at least move past the disappointment. That's the first thing. Second thing, if it's not enough, no worries. It's time to call in someone. It's time to get some support. A coach or counsel. Say that again. A coach or counsel. And I have no clue why we are so embarrassed about doing that, because this is what I found out. Let's be honest. If you go to a counselor, or you have a couple of counseling sessions, or you have a couple of coaching sessions, will anybody really know? Except for you and the coach, and except for you and the counselor? So all of this shame and guilt and trepidation and fear that we carry about talking to someone, it really is one of the greatest games, ploys to hinder us from moving forward. How many people are going to know if you sit down and talk to someone? How many people? Very few, unless you tell them. That's between you and your counselor. So I'd say you and your counselor, that makes two. So why be embarrassed about that? If you talk to someone and if they know you're the one, if outside of you and the counselor, then it's because you tell them. So I want to dismantle, I want to come against the fear. And I want to let you know that I am Coach K. And part of what I do is I help you move forward after major life changes. As a coach, we normally don't spend a lot of time back in your past and dealing with past trauma and past issues. No, normally as a coach, we're going to take you right up from the point of today and we're going to move forward with you. Okay? We're going to move forward. Normally, you're going to look at your psychiatrist, your psychologist, and your counselors who are going to go back and deal in your past. It's just we do two separate things. So if that's what you need, no worries. I'm connected to some great people. But if you're ready to move forward, if you're stuck in life, I can help you. There's not anything that anyone else has to know. I've worked with some clients whom you'd be surprised, some high-profile clients. No one will know. I believe in a strict code of confidentiality. So if you need some help moving forward, whether it's relational, whether it's with your job, whether it's a change that's happened in your family, maybe a breakup, maybe an impending breakup, maybe a divorce, maybe an impending divorce, I would like to help you navigate change. I believe I'm qualified to help you navigate change. You can jump in my inbox. You can text me at 205-223-1158. And I certainly hope that something I've shared tonight has helped you. Remember, no shame in taking that next step. Step number one, admitting there's an issue, admitting it to yourself. And then to a trusted close friend, admitting, I got a problem. I'm dealing, I'm really bothered by it, okay? And then secondly, moving forward to step two, getting it out of you, getting that disappointment, pain, shock, whatever the emotion, getting it out of you. That may very well be enough. But if not, there's another step that's involved. That's going to be my third video. I'm Kisa, Coach K. Doing a little different tonight, right? Having a little intimate chat. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I'm here if you need me, and know that I'm always cheering for you. Mwah. See you soon.